Hey everyone, welcome back to the sunny side. I'm Sunny, and here we go. I'm going to do a little astrological reading, and maybe we'll look at the tarot cards for Aaron Carter. Everybody cool with that? I wasn't going to do it because I'm supposed to do the U.S. election stuff, but I don't really want to do it, but kind of supposed to do that stuff right now. And then that I'm following the sports, and not Kanye, but that Kyrie Irving's comments really set me off for a couple of days. I really stress it's been bugging me. Racism bugs me. So anyways, that's what's going on. But now I'm getting ready to go for my little jog, and I'll show you guys something real quick. Go run on the treadmill, and I came in here to stretch. There's more space here. And then I thought, and so I pulled up the guy's chart. So I pulled up Aaron Carter's chart to check it out, see what's going on. And there's stuff in his chart that I thought you guys might want to know. There's interesting stuff about his death. But before we do that, I'm going to show you guys. Still going running. In a minute, I'm going to be running on the treadmill. I'm still wearing minimalist shoes. Some people call it barefoot running or minimalist running. And here we go. These are actually the cheapest shoes I could find on Amazon. And they're not actually for running. They're like super cheap aquatic shoes for kids. So like they just got a lot bigger version of them. But I really like it, and I swear by minimalist running. While we're here, these days, I don't know if I'm going to swear by it in a couple of weeks, but right now I absolutely love using these different types of shoes, and I love running by landing more on my forefoot. And what happens is I have a shorter stride length, but a faster cadence, and I absolutely love it. But it does train different muscles, and it does affect the body differently. But for now, I highly recommend it. And there you go. And so also, if you're training, I also super highly recommend always compression gear. I wouldn't run without compression gear. I'm wearing long socks, right? It's cold outside. Well, I'm going to be inside, but like whatever. I run with the window open. And always cuff sleeves, and compression gear. All right, everybody cool? Can we get back to this action now? Oh, I also run with weights. But we'll be doing that in a second. Because Sunny's a badass. Yeah. Like, whatever, man. It's like, I don't run. It's not like I'm going, whoosh, look out, here comes Sunny. Like, whatever, man. You see. All right, whatever. All right, what does that have to do with Aaron Carter? Just wanted to show you guys. Probably should have done this live, right? All right, here we go. Everybody cool? Let's get down to check this guy's chart out. This guy was, I can't remember which boy band he was in, but it was really famous. And it's so much so that in the live stream last night while I'm doing the political stuff and I'm ranting about the Kyrie Irving thing, someone mentioned Aaron Carter. And I was like, oh, you mean the guy who used to sing in that boy band thing? And they were like, yeah. And I'm like, wow. So if if I'm catching this action, then like maybe we should have a look at it. Plus it was coming up. Other people were doing it. I'm like, I didn't listen to what they said because, I'm kind of an astrologer myself. This is a psychic channel. But like, I was like, maybe I go check that out. Cause it's stretching. After all that stuff last week, I had to stretch my personality. I had to stretch your new asshole, motherfucker. Okay, listen. Okay, next. Let's get back to it. All right, next. All right. So what's going on with the Aaron Carter thing? So this is his natal chart for what I have. I have him at December 7th, 1987. Whoops. 8:02 a.m. in Tampa, Florida as his birthday. Neither here nor there, but whatever. That's what I have his birthday at right there. All right, next, let's lose that. Let's do this. Let's make it so you guys can see it again. So that makes him a Sagittarius. Not so weird. A lot of Saggies are in the entertainment industry. It's kind of interesting. We did a study on this here on the Sunny Side a number of years ago. There's a video on it, like who's the biggest comedian or best comedian or something like that. But we did some stuff, and it came up a lot of Sagittarius in the entertainment industry. All right, whatever. There's also some placements, obviously. Now, so he's a Sagittarius. He's a Sagittarius rising. That would make him a double Sagittarius for those who are trying to figure that stuff out. Double Sagittarius Cancer moon. So he's an emotional guy. This guy is an emotional guy. He has a Cancer moon, and he's very actively emotional. As you guys will see, some of these lines that I'm putting in the chart are going to come up in a couple of minutes when we look at his death. Because as I was looking at this chart, I was like, hey, man, what's going on with this guy? And so, but you'll see this is going to be important in a couple of minutes. So what's going on with this guy? So he's a highly emotional person. He's energetic. He can really put a lot behind his effort, right? He puts his moon, right, his emotional state behind, right? And his moon is in Cancer. Very, very strong moon. Very, very strong Mars in Scorpio, although it has Pluto right there. Those are two rulers of Scorpio, but Mars and Pluto, when you put them together in Scorpio, that can lead to massive amounts, like massive amounts to drug abuse, massive substance abuse, massive behind-the-scenes kind of guy, massive kind of sneaky mofo, extremely intense in these situations. It could attract a lot of outrageous tendencies. I don't know that maybe he was, I'm not sure which one, right? I'm not sure if he was the quiet one or if he's like the drunk ass one. Like, I'm not sure which one of the guys he was. I can't even remember which boy band he was in. But like, and this is for you guys, not for me. But this here says he's going to have, he will have outlandish behavior. He will have a strong, strong association with the occult. And there's a strong, strong possibility that he's very psychic, like very, very intuitive. With the moon and Chiron over here, he's going to have hot and cold relationships. There is a possibility that he might get divorced. I don't know if he got married, but he might get divorced. Hot and cold in relationships. There might be cheating in relationships. There would have been a problem in his marriage if he was married. There is kind of a death of a marriage in this situation, possibly of a marriage partner. All right, next, if he ever made it to the point that he was married. Over here, this is really important in his chart right now. He has some very, very powerful stuff that's almost conjunct, we'd call it, the two big angles in the chart. There are other angles in the chart, but these are the ones that are conjunct. And they're big angles here. This would make him a psychic. It's one of the ways of doing it. Highly, highly intuitive. But what's going on here is it massively affects his identity and it massively affects his destiny. If you have planets that are conjunct the angles, you're going to have somewhat of a storied kind of life, whether it be big or small. It depends on you and whatever, right? But that's what's going on right here. Now, over here, this can make him with Saturn right there. Now, keep in mind, Saturn is technically back here, and Uranus is technically over here. But they're, for all intents and purposes, they're conjunct the ascendant. So Saturn there is going to make him very disciplined. Very disciplined. He's going to be a hard worker. People might look at him as a natural leader. And he might be a little, seem a little grouchy at times. A little grouchy, a little standoffish at times. But and he could be a little bit business-minded. There you go. But in the grand scheme of things, this chart's actually ruled by Jupiter, and that's going to make him kind of a fun guy. Fun, outgoing, philosophical, ambitious, pretty cool. Now, I'm just going to do a little mini reading for you guys the way I would normally do it live on the channel at night. Just a mini reading. So personal readings over Zoom are much different, but just a little mini reading here. All right, so he's probably really good looking, or you guys, I'm trying to remember which one he is, but you guys probably think he's really good looking, and he probably makes his money off his identity and his looks. That's Venus in the first house, right there. And Neptune. He's probably a dreamy kind of guy. He's like, hey, baby, what's up? Ooh, ooh, ooh. So he's probably one of those kind of guys, right? And so there you go. He's also, just to let you know, that Uranus there, going back to that Saturn thing, although he's disciplined and focused on what he wants to do, the Uranus is going to make him somewhat unusual, somewhat quirky. It's going to make him rebellious. it's also going to make him, he probably has something about the way he looks, which is a little bit quirky, like a tattoo on his face. No, no, probably not a tattoo on his face, but probably a little bit quirky or unusual with his mannerisms and how he addresses everybody and how he looks. But you guys probably love it because this right here makes someone, like that would be a model. If I saw that in the chart, I would say, hey man, this guy's probably a model, or that girl should go be a model and make money, or a movie star or something. All right. All right, so that's the deal with that. Everybody cool with that? That's his identity. That's where he makes his money, and that's it. Now, this stuff, just to know, the moon is opposite all of that, so he's going to have problems in his love life. It's going to run hot, cold, and he's going to have relationship problems. That's really funny. All right, what else do you want to know in this chart really quickly? There's probably a thing that happened at home, right? Lots of energy is in his house, right? Jupiter is there. Maybe he owns a couple of houses. He's going to have fortune through his parents somehow. He's lucky through his parents. All right. Also, the North Node right here. Obviously, brothers and sisters are going to bring him fortune and good luck, but there's always going to be a problem with them. There might be a little bit of a falling out, or things are supposed to be good, but it doesn't always work. But with his brothers and sisters, third house is going to be really good. If it's not brothers and sisters, it could be something like cars, like he might have a large car collection or a large cell phone collection or something, or he's probably pretty good at speaking with people. All right, next. He is hyper, super duper critical. South Node in Virgo. So although he has all this saggy, happy energy, although he has, you know, he's a closet perv, right? Like he has a lot of sexual energy in him, and he's way over the top substance abuse guy. Definitely arguing with people, and he gets into relationships. He gets involved with some pretty, you know, sketchy people. Whatever. But way up at the top of the chart, that's South Node in Virgo. So in spite of all of that, he's going to come across as very critical and highly analytical. Because he's got that South Node in Virgo. So he's going to look like he's going to, which is very interesting, okay? Because that critical, hard work, detail-oriented, and, you know, kind of guy, making lists, pointing out your faults, all that kind of stuff. It's reinforced by this Saturn vibe that's going on here by his ascendant. He's given off a Saturn vibe. He's given off a Virgo vibe. But at the same time, this stuff here, this Virgo vibe, that Virgo vibe is actually squaring his ascendant, and it's squaring all of this stuff. And so that is going to cause a problem in a couple of minutes. And in a couple of minutes, we're right here, right now. We're going to get down to his to when he died, and I'm going to look at it right now. We do look at death charts here on the sunny side, whatever. So if we look at health stuff as well. And so just to let you know, there's times in life where there are checkout points in the astrological chart, and everybody goes through them. And depending on what you're going through, you could say spiritually or subconsciously or whatever, or consciously, whatever. You get like these checkout points where you could die. Like you could die. Sure, you could drink poison every day if you want, but astrological, no. There are checkout points. You might make a decision to do something that's going to cause a lot of problems in your short-to-live life, or you might do something to get past. There's tension points. And you'll see in his chart in a second, they're all going to line up. This here, whenever you have anything that creates a square to these guys right here, the nodes, that's going to cause a lot of problems in your chart. Like either you are going to die an untimely death, or someone very close to you is going to die an untimely death. Now, because this kind of stuff has to do, like in modern astrology, the nodes represent where you've come from and where you're going. In traditional astrology, or in Vedic astrology, it talks about forces of evil, where you have the potential for something really good, but at the same time, something negative is going to happen. And these two complete a thing. Everybody cool? So in modern astrology, once again, you're looking at where you've come from and where you're going. Often it represents your parents. So when you have these alignments like this in your chart, it could indicate something negative happened to one of your parents, sort of. It doesn't necessarily mean the death of a parent per se. What it means is your parent, right? Because this is you moving in time from your past to your future, right? And so your parents, right? Your past, they had something that happened to them. Like your father might not be your real father, or your father might not be your real father, or your mother had some children that didn't live, which means, but instead of saying the death of a brother or sister, we say children that didn't live, because it might have happened before you were born, and it might have, instead of the kid being thrown out of, like something happened to the like kid getting poisoned, let's say again, your mother might have had an abortion, and so that's the kind of thing, or a miscarriage. And so that's why I use that particular language. All right, so that's the deal with that kind of influence there. It also will, it can mean the death of something like that. Just to let you know, I have something very similar in my chart, and my younger sister died when she was 24. Got it? So it's there. So, but what does it mean for this guy? And it doesn't necessarily mean anything. It has to be activated in his chart, right? We need to see killing planets come in and activate tensions. And so what are we looking at here? We're looking at, so he has a natural problem in his chart. And so when we cruise it, you're going to see, okay, I'll just show you, I'll show you what you're going to see. I haven't pulled it up yet, but I know what we're going to see. We're going to see Pluto, which is a really tense planet, retrograde back here, traveling back past this node in time. I have a guess. Okay, I'll tell you. So we're going to see Pluto transiting down here, moving backwards in time, and very recently it started to move forward, and now he's dead. So while it's crossing there, now Pluto takes 250 years to navigate the zodiac. So it's not like, so when I look for these things, which may or may not have happened to him, there are things that happen every year, things happen every month, every couple of years. He's not like he's dying every year, right? So we look for other things like that. But I'll show it to you what's going on. All right. Now, there is something, okay, so there is something I didn't show you, but I'll show you two things now, and then we'll cruise on. Oh, this is an epic 20-minute reading, man. We're not going to get time to do the fun cards. All right, so down here, when Pluto is down here, it's going to square, be at odds with his ascendant, which is going to kill what you see. So either he really died or he's disappeared from public view. So it's going to change what people see. So it's a really big deal here. And again, it doesn't happen that often, but for this guy, it kind of happened twice, or maybe 3 times, and it was problematic. All right, I'll show you. Now, before we get to this, I want to show you guys something else. Over here, we're going to pull up these reports, and you're going to see in his life right now for the last couple of years, he was focused on this part of the chart right here. Oh, man, I got to go run. I haven't even done my jog yet. Okay, so just to show you guys something. Oh, man. All right, check this out. So right here, right, so he's been going through a life transformation since 2008. Okay, so his life changed considerably. You can see from 1992, right, say 1991, say 91 until 2006, 91 to 2006, he was going through a Jupiter thing, super popular, right? And then he's going through a Saturn thing, which is a little more disciplined and a little bit more reclusive. And remember, Saturn is a little bit behind the scenes for this guy. He might have spent time in jail, or people are always blaming this guy for things he didn't do. He naturally attracts hidden enemies. People might try to sue him. He's probably reclusive. And he probably doesn't necessarily like the limelight because his sun is in the 12th house. Anyways, we'll get back to that again. I'll show you something. But since 2008, he's been in this Saturn cycle. And right now, in 2022 to 2025, right here, he's in this North Node cycle down there. So let's go check it out. Okay, North Node cycle. So that is... All right, let's lose this, and we'll bring it up. So we'll bring up a couple of charts here. You can see this, what I'm supposed to be doing. Fetterman, Warren, or did such a, I can't, it's not such, let's do this Aaron Carter thing. And I'm going to go do my run here. All right. Man, are we going to have time for some tarot cards for you guys? Oh, 20 minutes. Let's burn through this. Let me just show you. There are other Sunnysiders started. Last night they told me they're studying death and astrology. You guys should have been here a while ago. We did it. We do getting sick all the time on the Sunny Side. Okay, so here we go. So here are the transits of what's going on. Now, these are the transits for like today, right? Or November 8th, yesterday. So they're not going to be super exact. So, but you're going to see what's going on here. Here's the action. So what was I talking? I was saying things like Pluto. Oh my God. So Pluto right here is at 26 degrees. All right. So Pluto just dropped back. So it's, I know I drew it at the bottom of the chart, right? But right by the notes and stuff, but I'll show you something else. He's at 26 degrees. All right. This is the problem in the chart, in everybody's charts right now. Mars is going back and forth going, oh, what, man, what? So like, right. That's where the fight is right now. Geminis are under attack. Okay. So this is his day-to-day life. I'll just show you guys. Mars just turned retrograde. And so, but whether it was retrograde or not, it was slowing down. And there was an intensity here in his chart. And that's it right there. It would have crossed, did it get to, okay, let's go back a little bit. I don't think Mars got to 26. I was just going to pop on and look at this thing for you guys and not really stress it out. But now that I'm looking at it, let's do a good job. All right, so this Mars, let's back it up a couple of days. Let's see what happened. Because this Mars, it's right here by his Chiron, and that is a wound. And Mars Mars is over here by Pluto. These can be killing planets in his chart. So if we back it up a bit, does it get to 26 degrees? No, it's at 25 degrees, and it stays there. Let's leave his death around November 2nd, let's say. Now, we have this Pluto up here, which is messing things up, right? Pluto is at 26 degrees. It's making an aspect to his ascendant. It's starting to move forward again. Saturn is starting, wow. Like, this guy really has some stuff going on in his chart. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You know what, guys? I think it's, this thing might be drug related. And all that stuff I was telling you about this, whoops, sorry. All that stuff I was telling you about this coming down to here and things really coming across it. There are, I'll show you a little bit more. It's not just this. We have, like, Jupiter is hitting this North Node really hard. North Node is like, and it's in Pisces. Like, I would imagine this, like, guys, and this is water, right? The guy drowned, big water. How many times for those who follow the Sunny Side, how many times I say big water, Jupiter and Pisces, big water. I think, 22 degrees. Neptune is at 22 degrees. All right, let me take a picture and show you guys. Let's go back to the picture. This guy has a lot of death in his chart. This guy has a lot of possibilities for death. Look at this. So Neptune, so first we have Jupiter. Jupiter right here is making that, Jupiter is coming back. So it's blowing up that North Node. Whatever that North Node represents in his life, it is overloaded right now. He could have done something else, something in the third house. He could have written a song. He could have recorded an album. He could have sold a lot of cars. He could have gone, there's a lot he could have healed people. But but it didn't. And I'm guessing he went back to drugs. I could be wrong, but I'm guessing he went back. Or he, never stopped. Whatever the frig, like whatever the hell, went back or not went back. I think drugs play it's Pisces. You guys hear me say this all the time about Pisces. Drugs, I think there might have been a little foul play, but you know what? Getting back to that stuff I was talking about earlier, this is coming into play right here. This is sudden and unexpected, right on top of his identity. So remember when I said he's quirky? Well, unusual things are going to happen to him his entire life. And that's just the way it is. And so, so this is also, and remember how earlier on I said this squares that kind of thing and it's a bad thing. And then I said, oh, the death of the parents and all that kind of, or the, you know, brother, sister, that kind of stuff. Well, that's, and for, you know, this stuff has to be activated in your chart. It lies dormant with you making regular bad decisions, and then it gets activated, and it can be activated in a positive way, and sometimes it's activated in a very negative way. And in this situation, it looks like he had the opportunity to spiritually, so to speak, to check out, and he took the opportunity happened here. And so this Neptune right here at 22 degrees is absolutely coming back to square his, you know, it's red. All this stuff at the red means it's going in that direction. It's coming back to square his Saturn, which is difficulties, you know, it's in the behind the scenes. Jupiter's squaring his North Node. It's blowing all of this stuff out of proportion. Pluto is in the first house, right? 26 degrees. It's right in here. It's in Capricorn, but it's making, it is making it's making aspects to certain things, right? And keep in mind, guys, this 26 degrees that we're talking about, it's also pulling in that wound Chiron, and Mars is a loose 25 at it. You know, that's not even talking about other things like where's the moon at the time, because we don't know what time he does. You know, so that's just a really fast 2 cents on that. This guy, and you know, it's highlighting this. It's Scorpio season, right? So this is a tough time for him. It's not just Scorpio season, because Scorpio season is this, right? That makes it Scorpio season. But that didn't really cause his death. It's a combination of Scorpio season and some really big, slow-moving planets in Pisces, you know, lining up with his other, you know, difficult planets. You know, guys, what I have said, so I heard death by drowning, and I immediately went to look here, or I immediately went to see where his moon was. Because I was like, oh, maybe moon in the 8th house. You know, maybe there's some kind of water sign to do with things. You know, looking for your typical signs for drowning here. Because if it was something else, if it was Mars, it might be like he might get shot. Firearms, right? Or if it's Neptune, it might be drugs. And so... and it is Neptune, okay? So, like, it is Neptune. So, it's right, it's both. It's Neptune, and it's a water sign, and it's Jupiter. So, like, and, you know, and Jupiter is squaring all of its natural signs. So, I think, I don't know that there was foul play, per se, but if this guy had stopped doing drugs, let's say, I would imagine that he started again a couple of months ago, like at the beginning of the summer. And I've been pretty consistent with this in my horoscopes, and I've been pretty consistent with this reading people's charts live here on YouTube, that, you know, something happened at the end of the summer, whatever, during the summer, you know, and now we're getting back to the problem. And this guy didn't escape that energy that's happening right now. So I think you can see a little probably drowning in the chart. Would I have guessed drowning? No, I would have said he died of a drug overdose. That's what I would have said. And so, but there you go. There you go. So that's Aaron Carter, man. Wow. Poor guy. Like, there's more to it. Like, there's so much more where he could have checked out. Like he has a, like, Chiron trend, like this, 12 degrees. You know, that's at 12 degrees, 11 degrees. It's retrograde. It's coming back. 12 is going to 11 for that aspect right there. Like, he has a lot in his chart, which would have totally wiped him out. You know, what do we have here? We have Venus, right, squaring his Chiron, transiting Chiron, slow moving against the inner chart. Doesn't happen very often. Chiron coming back. It's the wound. If this was Saturn, I would say, if this was Saturn here, I'd say, oh man, the guy's going to break up in a relationship and he's going to become broke ass or something. I would say that. Just like I said that last night for Kanye, and I said that Elon Musk is going to have it, and Elon Musk is starting the beginning of the downfall. What's going on? And so, and in 2 years, in 2024, Elon Musk is going to probably declare bankruptcy. It's going to might declare bankruptcy just like Trump did. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe not. But warn you guys, for Elon Musk, on the way to that event, he's due for some massive publicity and for some massive success. Elon is going to do really well, and then there's going to be a collapse. So be careful. All right, so be careful investing with that guy. In the long term, he should recover and do pretty good. All right, guys, so that's the deal with Aaron Carter. You know, I wish everyone the best. Oh, man, it's half an hour, a little astrology thing. My readings on YouTube usually supposed to be 10 minutes long, not like 30 minutes long. Private readings are longer. All right, here we go. You guys want to do a quick zap of his cards? These take a little longer. Oh, here, this is me. I set it up. I'm not sure if we should do it or not, but whatever. All right, let's get some tarot cards. All right. I'm using these cards these days. These cards, well, I'm using a bunch of different decks. And these particular cards right here, I'll just pull up 3 for them to see what it says on the day. These particular cards right there have meanings on them. It's pretty cool. I'll show you in a sec. All right, Aaron Carter. First up, we have the 5 of Pentacles. This is a bad card. 5 of Pentacles indicates financial problems. I don't know if he has financial problems. I don't follow this stuff. But you guys mentioned it. I wasn't going to do it. And then I looked at it and I'm going, oh, that's kind of interesting. So decided to do it with you guys. Here we go. 5 of Pentacles. So you can see this card is right side up. You can see it right here. This card means financial loss, a lack of mindset, loss, isolation, worry, poverty, insecurity. It's a negative card. The guy's probably, what do we have over here? You know, instability, exaggeration over exertion, you know, changes, loss of freedoms. The guy's, you know, something was going on. So this says something was going on in his life. That simply like that. And it's usually a financial card, or it could lead to stability. Maybe something was going on with him and where he was living, or him and his partner, or him and his money, and you know, or maybe he turned to drugs, man. This astrology says drugs. This says money. Next, 7 of, what are we looking at here? These are new cards, right? So we're looking at the 9 of Wands. Sorry, wrong side. 9 of Wands reversed. So the 9 of Wands means a little bit of unfinished business, right? Whereas the 10 would finish it off, right? But the 10 of Wands doesn't mean finished business at all. 10 of Wands means you're doing too much for other people. But anyways, neither here nor there. This is the 9 of Wands, and this means you're very close to an ending, but there's some bumps along the way. Like maybe he was thinking of quitting, going back into rehab, and there was a problem with it. You know, that's a possibility. Or that's a possibility. Like he was thinking of doing something, and he was close to finishing, right? 9 of Wands. He had a little bit left in it, maybe a fight with somebody, but he didn't. He was unable to complete it, right? It's reversed here, and he was facing some adversities. Reversed, inner resources, right? Struggle, overwhelmed, on the edge, defensive, paranoia, exhaustion, fatigue, lack of motivation. You don't have that energy to push through when this card is reversed. All right, there you go. What else is going on? So that's the 9 of Wands reversed. One more card, guys, and then we'll end the video. Next, and finally, the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Financial, okay, so the Queen of Pentacles. So the Pentacles, money, got it? Or comfort, security, stuff, stability. The Queen's taking care of other people. But in this situation, the Queen's reversed. So this tends to mean, or these people who write these definitions tend to say, so I usually say when the Queen is reversed, the Queens are reversed, you're not going to receive all that nurturing love that you're supposed to get, or it might be more of a tough love kind of thing, or even though it's, you know, that's the way it is. Or as far as money is concerned, stability, instead of someone else paying for you, you might have to pay for yourself in this situation, or take care of yourself financially for a while, or money you're expecting is not going to be there. Anyways, it says financial independence. That means you have to pay for yourself. It doesn't mean you're going to make a lot of money. It means you have to pay for yourself, self-care, work from home, whatever. That's a silly one. Definitely financial conflict, maybe self-centered, jealousy, and a bit smothering. It's the Queens, right? And there you go. There you go. This card, believe it or not, you're not going to believe this. This card is actually the third decan between, it's right in there. You're cruising in between Sagittarius and Capricorn, which is where all this energy is in his chart. That's a little bit spooky. Anyways, that's the deal, guys. Hey, I also teach this. For those who don't know, if you made it to this far in the video, guys, I might want to subscribe to your channel. If you made it this far in the video, I give you a thumbs up. Seriously. All right, whatever. You would think I would make 2 videos from this, right? An astrology and a tarot video, but whatever. You would think I might even make a thumbnail, but I don't see that happening either. So that's the deal, guys. That's the deal with Aaron Carter. You know, it says death by water in his chart, but like I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have probably said drugs and alcohol in his chart. Abuse. There might be foul play. Okay, a little bit. I think his death is accidental because Uranus is right there causing this accidental thing. It is definitely sudden and unexpected from my perspective. I didn't expect to be doing this. And so you can see it in his chart that something bad was going to happen unexpectedly, probably with drugs, definitely with some kind of watery thing. And over here, as far as this is concerned, there seems to be a money problem going on. This is money problems, and he can't finish something, is what this reading says. And he obviously isn't going to finish anything now. And that's the deal, guys. Oh, wow, we did it. Oh, wow, we did it. Okay, let me go for my morning run. I hope everyone has a super amazing day. Subscribe to the channel if you want. Donate to the channel. My birthday is coming up next week, so check out the merchandise, Sunnyside merchandise, Gufu merchandise. And if you want to, that's the deal. From TheSunnySide.net, I'm Sunny, wishing everyone the best of a beautiful day. And I'll see you guys soon. All right, here we go.